your thoughts on the weekend as a whole. Obviously, from the perspective of you didn't get both wins, but how do you feel like the weekend went?
Yeah, honestly, it didn't go great. The first game was really frustrating. We thought we were ready to play. We thought our group was pretty focused before, and we just came out and didn't play well. Honestly, there were not many positives at all. We were watching it back trying to find some positives and didn't find many. Hopefully, at the end of the season, we look back and it's a hiccup that we felt like we needed or whatever, coming off the 2 big wins in Florida. But, yeah, it was really frustrating. It wasn't like the effort was awful as a group, but there were just lots of mistakes, from execution mistakes to defensive coverages to pretty much everything that could have went wrong, which happens. So, yeah, the first game was frustrating. It was good to come back and get a win the second day. We played a lot better. Still got a long way to go. We got a lot to fix, but it was good that our guys bounced back, and it's helpful on those back-to-back games when you have a game that next day to just get that bad taste out of your mouth from the first game and play better. It was good that we came back focused and played better the second day, but there's still a lot to get fixed. So,
what was sort of said at half of that first game in order to kind of get you to play a lot closer to what you needed to in the second half?
You're saying the first game?
Yeah.
Granted,
it's 2 points or whatever, but at least you were more in that game than you were in the first half.
To be completely honest, the score may have been closer in the second half, but I don't know how much better we really played. I guess we made a few less mistakes, but just at the half, it was just kind of trying to reset our brains. When you have that bad of a first half, you kind of just have to calm everybody down at half and just say, hey, there's a lot we got to talk about after the game of what we got fixed, but for now we got 20 more minutes and we got to try to claw back slowly and just kind of reset our brains. Like I said, just try to come back with a fresh mind and forget about how bad the first half was. And UMSL played really, really well. Like, they didn't really give us any ground to make back in the second half, which you play that bad in the first half, you never know if you're going to be able to come back or not. So, I don't know. We just tried to reset ourselves. So,
what do you feel like they did to kind of keep Marcus in check?
They have a lot of really, really good long switchable defenders. And honestly, Marcus is still health-wise a long way from where he wants to be, and hasn't found that confidence in his body and his game yet. That he's such a high-confidence player. You see it in the years that he's been here. He's very confident, and he pumps our team with confidence, and he just hasn't found that. He's took almost a whole summer off trying to get his knees right, and we've just started getting him back to live over the last month or so, and he hasn't found that in-game confidence yet, which is fine. I mean, we knew this was going to be part of the process with him. It stinks in the moment seeing him not play as good as he wants to, but we kind of just keep reminding him and ourselves, like, the whole goal was to get him right and healthy by the end of the year, so we hope we have an awesome run down the stretch and he's healthy, unlike last year when he was really struggling at the end of the year and we needed him. So the whole goal was to have him healthy by the end, and so just trying to reset his expectations of himself. He thinks really highly of himself of a player, as he should. He's a really, really good player, one of the best in the country, but he's not at that level right now, which is okay. He's just got to reset his expectations and start to build back up from the bottom. So, yeah, it was he was really frustrated with his performance, I would say. So,
isn't it nice or somewhat of a luxury that you have all these guys with so much experience that can make up for what Marcus isn't giving you guys right now?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really nice just having the continuity, not only of, like, literally players that can play and help on the court, but just guys that know Mark and love Mark and are all really close with Mark and can say, hey, man, we know you're not what you are right now. We got you, and keep trying to lift him up. And there's certain guys trying to, like, almost like yell at him or, like, get him going that way. And there's certain guys that are trying to love him and raise him, get his confidence back that way. Everybody's doing kind of their own thing to help him out, but it is great to have that continuity of just people in the program where we haven't had transfer. We had the same group for a long time where everybody knows, certain guys can challenge him, certain guys can lift him up. Yeah, that helps a lot for sure.
Interested in your perspective too, why you think Marcus came back? Just in this new environment, the guy's your conference player of the year, one of the best in D2. He's not going to chase, D1 tournaments and high major basketball. Why do you think that was that he's back first, fourth year? Yeah, he definitely had plenty of options to go pursue that D1 thing. And it was a hard decision for him. He considered it over the course of a month. It was awesome. He really didn't think about it. He did not think about
what his decision was going to be until the year finished, which is great. A lot of guys, that's a real big struggle at Christmas. A lot of coaches hitting guys up, and then they start thinking, and then it translates to their game struggling. But he didn't think about it to the end of the year, and then when he thought about it, I think just like kind of the last question, the continuity of our group was really important to him. He came in and started as a freshman with Terrian and with Nate Abel and with Dodge, and has played with those guys for 4 years now. And I think a big part of that also was just his uncertainty about his knees and the procedure he went through over the summer, and he wanted to come back to a place that he knew was going to know him really well and was going to take time to build him back up and was going to give him the ball and trust him even when he was struggling and not, he could have gone to a D1 or a different place, and if he was struggling like he was now, they're not going to lift him up in the same way that we are and keep trusting him. He's going to be at the end of the bench, and that's how that would work. And so just the continuity and the culture we have with this group, he's been a huge part of that, but off the court, these guys are really, really, really close, which is what makes us good as a team. And I just think he believed in that, and us as coaches and his teammates, just in this environment was the best for him. So,
looking at some of the deeper numbers, is the free throw percentage frustrating right now that you guys really struggled with that this past weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. And free throws are a really hard thing to coach, honestly. You can practice them in practice a million times. We could sit there and not do anything else in practice and work on free throws, and you still might just go 60% in a game. It's kind of a science that isn't easy to get right. It's a lot of confidence. Obviously, the game, it's the only time of the game when you're standing there and there's nobody guarding you and you don't have to deal with anything but just stand there and make your shot. It looks easy from an outsider's perspective, but it can be really difficult just with your brain and the confidence of it. Yeah, we practice them all the time. We try to practice pressure situations and practice the most pressure we can create with a practice free throw. Honestly, I think a lot of it is just luck. I think we have good free throw shooters. I'm hoping that we get some progression to the mean over the next few weeks and make a bunch. Yeah, and Mark's a really good shooter, a really good free throw shooter. He makes a ton of them in practice, so it's just a thing where hopefully he starts to make a few more in games and gets that confidence and then stops thinking about them. So,
whose performance outside of the starting 4 or 5 did you really like last weekend?
Yeah, outside of the starting, outside of those 4 seniors, which Mark is one of the 4 seniors. Obviously, we have Nate, Josh, and Terrian. Nate, Terrian, and Dodge played really, really well the second day. That was exciting to see them get back to their level. They're such a rock for us as leaders and as players. So they're not always the flashiest guys in the box score, all 3 of those guys, but they play just so much more solid. Nate was huge in the box score also on Saturday, so seeing that from him was great. Gabe took a big step confidence-wise. He's really been awesome in preseason with being more of a scorer. He's never really had to score, so getting in games and trying to be aggressive and be comfortable knowing that he's a guy that we need to score is not something that he's used to, but he's finally gaining that confidence. That was awesome to see him do that on Saturday. Grant Warren is another freshman that has shown, or a sophomore, he's a freshman last year, that has shown a lot of growth over the summer and over in the preseason. So seeing him have a good stretch of offensive confidence and trying to take some chances and score on his own was awesome as well. We got a lot of other guys that, like Jesse Napjezik is a freshman that shows a lot of talent, but there's a lot you got to learn as a freshman. He might be one of our most talented guys, and when he's flowing and making plays in practice, you see like, wow, this kid is special, but he's got a lot to learn with learning execution, learning our defensive coverages, learning how hard you have to play all the time, all that kind of stuff. So those are guys that definitely stuck out this weekend.
Was it good maybe to have that game on Friday to kind of give you guys hey, it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to work for everything from this point forward?
Yeah, it's good, and it's good on those 2-game weekends if you're going to win one, it's better to win the second one. It feels better the bus trip back, and the next week you feel a little better about yourself. But, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. This Bitz talks about all the time with our group. Like, Michigan Tech is a place where we're never going to have the most talented players, and we could beat anybody because of our continuity and our toughness and our togetherness, but we could also lose to anybody on the right day, anybody that's more talented. And UMSL played an awesome weekend. They were really, really good this weekend. So we didn't play our best, and UMSL played really, really well. And so, yeah, it's better to have that second day to play better. But it's not like a thing where we're overlooking UMSL or where we thought it was going to be easy. I think our group, Bitz talks about all the time, like how important it is to just play every game and know that we're not the most talented group. We could lose to anybody. So I don't think it was a thing where we overlooked it necessarily, but just didn't play well at all. So.
Looking ahead, you've got Duluth and St. Cloud this weekend. What do you know about where they're at?
Yeah, these are two really good teams. The Northern Sun's an awesome league. It's really fun for us every year to get these challenges against the Northern Sun. That's a great league for us to play in the or in the non-conference and just see your levels because they're going to be really good. They're really well coached. Both teams are extremely well coached. St. Cloud, I think, was probably disappointed by their start going 0-2. They brought a lot of guys back and were really good in the Northern Sun last year. So, honestly, from our coach's perspective, it's a little honestly worrisome to see them go 0-2. You think, man, they're going to be locked in and ready to go next weekend. And then Duluth is always really well coached, always really deep, always very athletic and smart. So, yeah, two great tests. We have always a challenging non-conference, and these are two of our most challenging games on the road at Duluth on Friday night. Hopefully there'll be a crowd there to kind of challenge our guys also. So, yeah, two really well-coached, really good teams. These are going to be tough challenges. So,
what does Duluth do so well that has always been an interesting challenge for you guys?
Yeah, they execute really, really well. I mean, we have smart guys that execute well too, but they always execute well. Coach Wick does a great job of running their stuff well. Their details are very good. They screen very well. They space very well. And their guys are confident. They have really good players that are long and athletic and skilled, and they're always extremely confident. They know each other so well. They're similar to us, and they're well coached. They're really good. It's an exciting challenge for our group. I mean, we've had this group here for, like I said, they've played together for 3 years. Their fourth year playing together, and we haven't beat them over the 4 years. And so, yeah, we've been really excited about this game. Our guys are, especially the seniors, are very excited to play them, knowing it's their last chance to get to play Duluth. So, yeah, they've provided huge challenges us because they're really, really good. So we're excited to play them.
I know you guys as coaches pride yourselves on development, and sometimes that means, freshmen not playing a ton, but Fernholz was a guy who played a lot last year. Curious where you think his game has gotten better in the offseason and how he fits into this team.
Yep. We really challenged Ty over the summer because we think he is one of our best players and is going to be one of our best players. He's, outside of Marcus, probably our best offensive player, honestly. So we challenged him over the summer to get better at not only being a shooter, but being able to score off the dribble a little bit in the mid-range and kind of shoot floaters around the rim. And we always want him to be really aggressive offensively. He came back in really good shape and was really confident after a good summer. He rolled his ankle in preseason, and then since he's rolled that ankle, he kind of just hasn't found that same confidence in his game that he always has. And he works as hard as anybody. He's been working every day since he's been back, so he'll find it back again. But it's been frustrating for him to just – one, he's always been an incredible shooter, always in his life. I mean, he shot like 49% from three last year on a ton of attempts. So seeing him not make threes in games as many as he wants has been like, he's just kind of like, what's going on? But he'll figure it out. He works really, really hard. And, yeah, as soon as he's going to have a game where he just makes 3 or 4 in a row and it's like, okay, Ty's back. And that's just going to happen. We just need that to happen, hopefully sooner rather than later. But, no, he's an awesome player for us. Not only is he a skilled offensive player that everybody can see, but his joy and his energy as a player is very important for our group. We have a lot of guys that are very serious and locked in, and Ty's like a different guy than the rest of them. He brings a lot of good energy, and when he's not out there flying around doing Ty stuff, our group feels it. So we need that back from him, and he knows it, and he'll find it.